What's up? It's Greggatron. How's everybody doing? I hope you like my shirt. I got this at a concert years ago, and the back says, "The show goes on." Lupe Fiasco, great rapper. Speaking of rappers, alright, so I overheard some kids talking yesterday, and one of the kids is like, "Did you hear what Kendrick Lamar said about Drake?" And I'm just kind of walking past him, and I'm just rolling my eyes like, oh Lord. They're talking about this new rap beef, right? And I just want to start by saying, who cares? Who cares? First of all, who rap beefs in 2024? You know what I mean? This is strictly for popularity. This is strictly for ego. This is strictly to stay relevant at this point. Rap beef, I don't know exactly how it started, but you know how they call Kendrick Lamar and Drake and J. Cole the top three? I guess somewhere down the line, Kendrick said, F top three, it's top me. But I'm like, bro, who's rapping today? Where are all the good rappers? Because when these young kids think rappers, who are they looking at? Not the people who I was looking at when I was in school. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about Drake for a minute. When I think about Drake, I don't even think of rapping. Drake to me is a singer. I haven't heard Drake rap since like 2011 when I was graduating high school. You feel me? That dude, he was hot at one point, but even back then I felt he was a chameleon. He wanted to rap like Lil Wayne. He wanted to rap like this person. He wanted to sound like that person. He never wanted to be just him. He was always a copycat, in my opinion. And he was just soft. So when people say this guy is one of the best rappers, I'm like, how? He's singing half the time. And it's just, it was like club music. Like when you go to the mall, some little background music in the mall, they be playing Drake. Or if you go to a house party back in the 2010s, they would have Drake playing. Because it was easy to listen to for children, you know. But I don't think rapper when I think Drake. When I think rappers, I think Mos Def, Common, Talib Kweli, Freeway, DMX, Method Man, Redman. That's who I think of when I think of rappers. Rappers. Now, and speaking of Drake, speaking of Common, didn't he beef with Common in the past and nothing came out of that? He couldn't even deal with Common last I checked. Like, I don't ever remember anybody saying, oh man, Drake really bodied Common. Drake really took Common out. That never happened. And later on, he was quote unquote beefing with Joe Budden, or maybe Joe Budden was beefing with him. But I remember Budden making 4 diss tracks against this dude. And Drake did not respond to one of them. Not one. And Budden destroyed Drake. So if Drake doesn't even want to take on somebody like Budden, Joey, how are you going to try and take on Kendrick Lamar, who's an actual superstar? I don't understand it. That's why I say it's purely for entertainment, popularity, and to stay relevant. Because if he was a real rapper, he would have made some tracks against Joey. Whereas it wouldn't benefit him because he was already a millionaire. Drake has mad money. Whereas now in 2024, it benefits him to beef with Kendrick because they're both superstars. So it's like they're trying to relive what happened 20 years ago with Jay-Z and Nas. Except for back then, in my opinion, it was different. People were selling CDs back then. There was competition back then. Rap was tough back then. Rap was hard. Whereas now everything's so watered down. But anyway, my point is, yes, it benefits Drake now because rap is dying off and they're trying to do whatever they can do to stay relevant. Rap's been dead, by the way. They're just trying to relive glory days, make beef, keep the culture going. So this is something fun. So in the future, it'll be something that's talked about. Remember the Kendrick and Drake beef? You guys are both millionaires. Anyway, I was just saying, Drake's not a rapper. Drake couldn't even make a track against Budden. And now all of a sudden he's going against Kendrick Lamar. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense, but it does in the sense that he's just doing it for the money, for the popularity, and for the relevance. Because rap is so slow now. Everything is mumble rap. Everything is mechanical. Everything is auto-tune. Everything is... Remember they used to call it screwed and chopped? But it's way worse than that now. Everything is so artificial. No one's thorough. No one's creative. So that's why I say it benefits them today to make a beef, to make a thing. We have to make a thing for people to listen to. Man, 7 minutes already, huh? So let me talk about Kendrick Lamar real quick. So I first heard him in 2011 when the Red album came out. I think it was 2011. That's the Game's fourth album. He was on the intro or the second song in the Red album. And I was like, oh, this guy's cool. But I never thought I'd say, well, he's better than The Game. Or he's better than 50 Cent. Or he's better than Eminem. Right? Whereas fast forward, everybody thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. And I don't even know how that happened, to be honest. But, I mean, he's cool. The thing about Kendrick Lamar, I call him Kendrick Lamar. I don't call him Kendrick. I don't know him like that. But the thing about Kendrick Lamar is he came in at a time where rap was already in decline. It was already dying off. So all your Jay-Z's, your Kanye's, your M's, Nas, they were already on the verge of retirement when Kendrick was coming out. Busta Rhymes, DMX. You didn't hear much from a lot of these people at that point. In 2006, Nas made a CD called Hip Hop is Dead, and he explains it in the CD. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. So rap was on the decline, and then Kendrick Lamar shows up out of nowhere. He didn't want it to be in decline, so he tries to bring rap back, but it's like, bro, shortly after you came out, you get all these mumble rappers, and I'm not saying he's the reason for that. My point is, I remember being in high school like, man, rap sucks now. Even early college, rap sucks now. And Kendrick Lamar was one of the few rappers who was actually taking rap serious. So when people say, well, he's the best rapper, I'm like, how? How can he be the best rapper when there's no competition anymore? Ludacris, Common, Most Def, all the guys from the mid 2000s, they were already finished. They were either working on different projects, businesses, whatever it was, Exhibit. All these people were already moved on from rap. And then Kendrick Lamar kind of came out of nowhere. And even Lupe Fiasco, who to this day is still in my top 5, he had got canceled for his for his political views on his third album. That song "Words I Never Said." Lupe was already canceled, so his label had dropped him. There was just so much mess going on. So in my opinion, and like I said, Kanye West, he was slowing down. 50 Cent. There was no buzz anymore when Kendrick Lamar was coming out. The only buzz there actually was quote unquote Kendrick Lamar, because everybody was either dead or getting ready to retire or canceled, in my opinion. So fast forward to today, they're beefing, and I'm just like, how is this even a thing? It should be a no-brainer because one of them's a rapper, one of them's not a rapper. But it's just for popularity, man. It's just for popularity. And again, they're both millionaires. You know what I'm saying? But this probably has to be the most pointless beef. And I kind of get it in the sense that they're two of the biggest artists. But bro, ain't nobody hungry out here. Ain't nobody struggling out here. Who cares about reputation in 2024? All I have to do is Google y'all's net worth and it'll show they're worth this much money. So who cares what the other one says? It's not like when Ice Cube was beefing with Eazy-E. Like, those days are over. Who still gets offended in a diss record? Like, even when Eminem was going back and forth with Machine Gun Kelly, I thought that was like for fun. I didn't even take that serious. But I don't even think of that as a beef. That was not a beef. Em and Kelly, that was for fun, in my opinion. Eminem will use his daughter's name as an excuse to make diss tracks. But when I think beef, I think Nas and Jay-Z. Because at that time, I was old enough to somewhat understand what was happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think Biggie and Tupac, because I was a kid. I wasn't even 10 years old yet. I was 4 years old when they died. Yeah. So this is not that. This is not Jay-Z and Nas. Y'all need to stop. And they're probably friends in real life. Think about that. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them are shaking hands. What up, man? That was a nice track you made last night. We're going to make some money now. Who was calling me? Spam telemarketer. I don't need that in my life. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if all this is just for money, just for fame, just for notoriety, just to give the hip-hop community something to talk about. So I wouldn't even play into this if I was the listeners. I mean, yeah, listen for fun. That's what rap is supposed to be, is for fun. But I wouldn't take it seriously. Not in 2024. A time where rap is populated by mumble culture. And a bunch of people who I don't even understand what they're saying. I don't even understand their names. Lil Pump, Lil Uzi, 21 Savage, Little Yachty. This is the age we live in today. So these two rappers now who are almost 40 years old, They're trying to bring back something that was special 20 years ago because rap sucks today. That's really all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Peace.